Hi, welcome to the Home Buyer Seminar 101. I'm Lauren Hernandez. I'm a realtor with Realty One Group Prosper in the Austin, Texas area. I also service the surrounding areas of Austin as well. So that's going to be Buda, Kyle, that's the south, and then all the way up to Round Rock, Georgetown areas, things like that. I'm here with Michael Gates with Happy Home Loans, and we're just going to be going over the buying process. I'll be going over the buying process, and then Michael will be touching base on the lending side as well. So, the first thing I want to go over is home ownership. I want to just express how home ownership is such a big deal. I know not everybody's quite ready to be a homeowner. They're more comfortable renting at this time. But I promise you, if you get in touch with the right realtor, they will set you up on the path to be a homeowner. They'll go over the lending process and break down all the fees for you as well. And some of the things that you benefit when you're a homeowner, most important thing is you are in your own home. You don't have to worry about a lender, or I'm sorry, a landlord telling you what you can and cannot do in your own home. You have the freedom to customize your home. Another thing to keep in mind when you are a homeowner, you get to pass it on to family members or your children. You're building equity. And when you're building equity on your home, you can end up actually turning that into cash. You can convert that into cash as well. Um, some other things to keep in mind with being a homeowner, you actually have a fixed rate, mortgage rate on your home. You don't have to worry about rent creeping up on you towards the end of your lease. Whenever you're a homeowner, your mortgage just stays the same throughout the life of the loan. And then lastly, you have tax deductions that you get to take from your federal income tax. So when you are going through the, sorry, one moment, when you go through the buying process, the first thing that you want to do is choose a realtor. Now, not many people know that you can actually interview agents. And I always, every time I speak to anyone, I'm always letting them know feel free to speak to another agent because I'm very big on making sure that you are building a rapport with the agent. It's so important that you trust the person that's going to guide you down this path. And you also want to make sure that the agent you choose is knowledgeable in the area that you are wanting to move to. They should be able to explain the market, the pricing at that time, and how long homes are sitting. They should be able to let you know if how fast you guys need to move or if you have the time to look at multiple homes in a specific time frame. Um, the second part in the home buying process would be once you do choose your agent, they should be connecting you with a lender. So if you were to choose me, then I would be connecting you with Michael. And from there, Michael would be going over your pre qualification process. He'll ask for specific documents to get you pre qualified, and then we will be able to see what your buying power is. And from there, based off of your wants, your needs, and the area that you're wanting to move to, that is when I would set up your home search. And with the home search, I would set you up on my MLS system, and I'll be sending you over. Whenever I set you up on the MLS system, I'll be sending you over automatic emails based off of the criteria that you give me, and you're able to favorite whichever homes that you're interested in viewing. And then we can also eliminate the ones that you are not interested in. I can also make adjustments to the criteria as well if need be. Once you have selected the home that you want to make an offer on, from there, we'll review all the information about that home and the area just to make sure that that is the exact home that you're wanting to submit an offer on. And based off of the market, that's when we'll decide if we need to submit an aggressive offer. And once I have your okay on submitting the offer, then that is when the negotiating will start. And when the negotiating starts, just keep in mind it's going to be going back and forth, and I'll always be keeping you in the loop of what's being negotiated and making sure everything is going to be okay to your terms as well. Once everything is complete, both parties have accepted the terms, that is when we go under contract. Once we go under contract, that is when you will pay your earnest money and option fee. Option fee is to cover the period if you so it's typically about 5 to 7 business days in the 5 to 7 days, in this market. And that is the time frame where we will be doing our due diligence, checking, making sure that everything is up to your standards for the home, and also and then that's also when you'll be scheduling your inspection. Sorry, 1 moment. And then with the inspection, when you schedule the inspection, we want to try to do that as soon as possible at the beginning of the option period. That is upfront fee that you would be paying. Typically about can range anywhere from 500 to 700 or so, just depending on the inspector that you choose. And when you schedule the inspector, they'll come out, they're going to check the inside and outside, everything about the home. They're going to provide us a report. The inspector will allow us to show up at the end of their inspection, and they'll run through what is expected to be on the report. And they will notify you and I the items that they feel are concerning and the items that aren't as big. And once you receive the inspection, that is when we again decide if there is some negotiating that needs to happen, or if you decide to pass on the house, again, just depending on what's on that inspection report. If all goes through, we're able to negotiate, or everything's fine, you want to keep moving forward, then the lender will order your appraisal. And with the appraisal, that is making sure that the home is with the appraisal, that is checking on the value of the home. And if the value of the home, again, that could be another negotiation. If the value of the home is under what your loan is, then that's when we would have to negotiate that with the seller. And then if all goes through from there, so once everything goes through and everything clears with the inspection, the appraisal, then we will be going to closing. When you are preparing for closing, that's when Michael will provide you your final closing disclosure, which will have all your final closing costs that will be due. And you will be providing your ID and bring in the funds to closing. And then you will get your keys. And that is the process with the buying. Michael, do you want to go ahead and start with the lending side?
Absolutely. 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 My name is Michael Gates. I am a loan officer with Happy Home Lending. I am a mortgage broker. I work with about 30 banks. Now, with me working with 30 banks, that means that I'm able to, when you submit an application, I'm able to submit that to multiple lenders. Now, when I submit that to multiple lenders, I'm only going to pull your credit once, because when we pull that credit, it's going to be good for 120 days. Now, we're going to run it. We're going to talk to all type of clients, and some clients are not going to be credit ready at the time. And if you're not credit ready at the time, what we're going to do is we'll provide you with a credit repair documentation that can kind of give you a step-by-step process to start the credit repair process. Now, so you've talked to me. We've discussed about submitting the application. Now, let me tell you how that pre-approval process works. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to complete a loan application. Once you complete that loan application, you're going to upload all your credit, your income, and your asset documentation. Once we get all of that, what we're going to do is I'm going to submit all that information through what we call an automated underwriting system. So what that's going to do is that's going to give us a decision on if your loan can get approved, and it's going to also outline any conditions that we may have to satisfy when it comes down to final approval. All right. So now you have that pre-approval in hand. So let's go over a couple of do's and don'ts once you get that pre-approval. First thing you want to do, one thing you want to do is continue to save money. Continue to save your money. Because in case of any incidentals that may come up during that home buying process, don't apply for any new credit. I know that it's exciting when you get that pre-approval, but don't apply for any new credit. Another thing, don't quit your job. Once you get that pre-approval in hand, and I know that if your job, just stick with your job for a little while longer, but no, just don't quit your job. Don't deposit any large amounts of money that we can't explain in detail, because if you deposit some large amounts of money during that time frame, an underwriter is going to want to know where those funds come from, because they want to make sure that they're accounting for all income. So just make sure that any large deposits that large amounts of money that you deposit, that we can explain that in detail. Another thing, don't run up your balance on your credit cards or any revolving credit at that. So once you get that pre-approval in hand, just don't run up the credit cards. The fill up the gas tank, all of that, the little grocery runs, things like that. That's fine, as long as you're using them and paying them off. But you don't want to run up those balances. Keep those balances where they are or lower. Now, once you get that pre-approval, you're going to be looking for houses with Lauren, and then all of a sudden you're going to find that house, and then we're going to be on that road to close. All right. And then once we receive that purchase contract, that's when that time frame is going to start, and we're going to get all excited. I'm going to order the title. I'm going to request updated information from you. I'm going to request updated pay stubs, updated bank statements, things like that. And we're going to submit all of that to the lender. We're also going to get all of those disclosures that Lauren was talking about. We're going to make sure that all of those are reviewed. Anything needs to be signed is signed. And then we're going to make sure everything is submitted to the lender. The underwriter with the lender is going to come back, and he's going to let us know if there's any conditions that we may need to clear, like if there's any new inquiries on your credit report, if there's any deductions on the pay stub that you may need to clear up, if we need any rent-free letters or divorce decrees, things like that. The underwriter is going to let us know. We're going to gather that information. I'm also going to order your appraisal. While all of that's going, that appraisal is going on, we're going to submit those conditions for final approval. Then once we get that final approval, we are clear to close. And that is the end. That's when we're sitting down and everybody's happy. All right. And that's all I have. And Laura, send it back to you.
That's all I have as well. So once we get your keys, I would always love to go to the house with my clients and take a little video if they allow it, and then just congratulate them. Welcome to their new home.
Now, when you're going through the home buying process, there are a lot of terms that you may not be familiar with, or you may be familiar with, but you may not understand. When you're talking to a lender, they may talk to you about an FHA loan, which is a government-backed loan, right? They may talk to you about a USDA loan, which is also a government-backed loan, and then a VA loan and a conventional loan. Now, the reason they may go over these different products with you is because each type of product has different criteria, meaning there's going to be different things that they may need in order for you to obtain that loan. For instance, if you have an FHA loan, FHA will require a 3.5% down payment. So you have to pay a 3.5% down payment along with your closing costs. A VA loan is 100%. Is a 100% loan. So basically they're going to do 100% of the loan value, of the value of the property. And then the only thing the veteran has to do is pay the 1% funding fee along with the closing costs and any other fees, unless they are 100% disabled. If they're 100% disabled, we can look to get those that funding fee waived. So there's a lot of options out there for a lot of different people. I just wanted to go over a few different products. That way, you can be a little bit more familiar when you're sitting down with the lender and they're going over those type of loan products with you.
That's really great. Thank you so much, Michael, for sharing all the information.
All right, and that's all I had.
And if there are any questions, you can always feel free to reach out to myself, and I'd be happy to help anyone through the buying or selling process in the Austin area or surrounding areas in Austin.
All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for joining. It doesn't look like they have any questions, but if they want to thank everybody for joining. If you have any questions, concerns, just like Lauren said, just give her a call and we will go from there. Thanks, everybody.
All righty. Thank you.